Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. You remember seeing headlines like this in late 2020? Here's a headline from payments.com, October 23rd, 2020, about 2 months before the SEC sued Ripple, claiming that XRP is an unregistered security of the company. The headline is as follows: Ripple CEO eyes London for new HQ. Now, of course, when that happened, we were like, well, okay, we all had a lot of people in the community had things to say, including me. And I was just thinking, well, I understand where they're coming from. Clearly, there's not sufficient regulatory clarity, but behind the scenes, there's a lot going on. And I think that they knew that the SEC was perhaps, very close to ultimately finally suing them, because they knew that they were being investigated at that point, even though the official charges hadn't been filed. They knew. So understandably, Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson and everybody pretty upset at the status of things. And so they're saying, hey, we're actually considering just moving our damn headquarters somewhere else on the planet. And given that the SEC is today still litigating with Ripple, it's all pre-trial stuff now, but given that's been happening, we've been wondering, is Ripple going to move their HQ? And if so, would it be somewhere outside the United States? Well, for now, the answer seems to be squarely answered. Ripple has officially moved their headquarters, but not very far. It's still going to be in San Francisco, but they have a gigantic new office. I kid you. It's basically about the size of 1.5 Walmarts, if you know how big a typical Walmart is, because there's typical ones, I think it's somewhere in the neighborhood like 80,000 square feet. So it's about 1.5 of those. It's absolutely gigantic. And given that they're moving right now, and given the nature of leases, it's certainly reasonable to suspect that they're not planning on leaving the United States, which to me is very telling. Because I've said if things go horrifically wrong for Ripple, and I don't think it's going to, but regarding the SEC versus Ripple case, things go just catastrophically wrong. Well, Ripple could just leave the United States. And even if they're not, though, any corridor that's going to touch the United States, they can still use on-demand liquidity. They just need to bridge using a cryptocurrency that's not XRP, which would be stupid, but if forced to do it, there's still a path forward, is the point. It doesn't seem like Ripple's thinking that's most probable. Otherwise, why do you make a huge change like this? Because they got to be locked into some serious terms. I'll give you all the specifics. Oh, and also, by the way, you guys familiar with... I've been covering this on my channel for a month now. Here's a headline from CoinQ. Ripple creates a new standard, XLS20, allowing advanced NFT applications on XRP Ledger platform. And I've been noting that NFTs, look, they're not going anywhere. It's an immature space right now, so a lot of the NFTs that are worth absurd amounts of money, a lot of it's just going to crater to zero, just like I think most cryptos will. But the XRP Ledger... It's incredible for payments. XRP specifically, the best crypto on the planet for payments, but it's no frills beyond that. Yeah, there's the built-in decentralized exchange, but it's never going to be the case that one crypto is going to be all things to all people. So what's being done? Well, there is a proposed amendment called XLS20 to bring NFT functionality to the XRP Ledger natively on Layer 1, and there was a vote on this. And the validators on the network voted against bringing this technology to the XRP Ledger. Now, before you think, oh my God, this sounds terrible because this could have brought a bunch of extra utility. No, it's not all bad. It is true it failed, but there's more to the story, and I'll explain in the second part of this video. But I do want to be clear at the outset, I don't have a legal or financial background of any kind. I'm not offering legal or financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. Just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. This is a quick refresher. Let me read just a tiny part of this article from payments.com. Again, it's from, like I said, October 23rd, 2020. Ripple CEO eyes London for new HQ. Ripple is mulling moving its headquarters abroad because of frustration with the regulatory climate in the United States. The fintech company is most renowned for its XRP digital currency, CNBC reported. Now, Brad Garlinghouse, the company's CEO, says he went to London in September and told the outlet that the Financial Conduct Authority does not consider XRP to be a security. He noted that other regions have given similar affirmations. And here's a quote. What you see in the UK is a clear taxonomy, and the UK's FCA took a leadership role in characterizing how we should think about these different assets and their use cases. Direct quote from Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. And indeed, there is sufficient clarity over there. XRP absolutely, unquestionably is not a security. The only entity on the planet that thinks XRP is a security is the SEC. So it's just one agency within the United States. No other country, no other agency in any country on the entire planet thinks this is the case. Completely absurd. So now, here you can see the headline from San Francisco Business Times. FinTech Ripple leases entire building for new San Francisco HQ. So look, they must be really optimistic with what's going on in the SEC versus Ripple case to be doing this. But check this out. FinTech startup Ripple is moving its headquarters closer to San Francisco's Embarcadero. And I don't know what that area is. I'm not familiar with that. I've been to San Francisco once. And by the way, actually, I did visit Ripple's HQ, but they don't let people inside. I didn't even bother trying because I had already known the people from the community. Just wonder if they could wander in and just go on up to their offices. But anyway, I did actually visit their offices a few years back. And it was just a building, folks. It was just a building. But I was there. I was already there. So I was like, okay, there it is. Oh, and I did see Brad Garlinghouse. I've told that story before, though. So anyway, piece continues. So they're relocating from a 16-story high-rise at 315 Montgomery Street to Jackson Square neighborhood, a spokesperson confirmed on Monday. Ripple will take the entire 124,500 square foot building at 600 Battery, which was purchased by TMG Partners and Invesco Real Estate in 2019. And here's a quote from a spokesperson from Ripple. The individual wasn't named, so I don't know who this was, but this is from an employee at Ripple who confirmed this is true. And here's the quote. "We did sign the lease and will establish the new location as our San Francisco headquarters." So there you go, is what it is. Anyway, piece continues. "The lease at the 3-story building represents the continued demand for high-quality offices, particularly those with outdoor space in well-amenitized areas," said TMG President Matt Field and Invesco Managing Director Jay Hurley in a joint statement on Monday. So, man, that's massive. Holy freaking hell. Like, how many employees does Ripple have now? I don't know what the current number is. It's certainly over 500, but I can't remember how many in the United States. I'm just like, wow. You need that whole damn building? Like, what are you doing? I think it's pretty cool. But really even more interesting than that, it's really just the fact that they're making a move like that before this case is even over. In fact, take a look at this tweet from attorney Jeremy Hogan. He brought up a really good point. He said, "Seeing as most commercial leases are 5 years, this does not seem the hallmark of a company that is planning to relocate its headquarters." Yup. Folks, they're planning on staying put here in the United States. That's for damn sure. So I don't know what that's going to look like, but they're certainly not expecting some sort of catastrophic end to all this. All right, into the next piece now. Ripple creates a new standard XLS20 allowing advanced NFT applications on XRP Ledger platform. So like I cited at the outset of the video, unfortunately, well, sort of unfortunately, the proposed change that would allow native functionality in terms of NFTs on the XRP Ledger, and by the way, you can mint NFTs on the XRP Ledger. I should be more precise, frankly. You can do it now, but this new standard offers all sorts of additional functionality. I've made videos dedicated to this, so not going to get into the nitty-gritty on this particular video. But the point is that there was a proposed change to implement this technology, and it failed, but it's not the end of the world, and actually, I'm glad it failed, and you'll see why in just a sec. But here, this was discussed the other day by XRP community member Wrath of Kahneman on Twitter, and he wrote, "Dear Decentralized Diary, the validators voted to not go live with XLS20D this round. Because I'm so severely outnumbered by independent node operators, I can't pass anything on my own." And then in a separate tweet, he wrote, "Yes, I know Ripple expected this. Everyone did. It was expected to not pass, etc. The point is the network is decentralized." Oh, yes, indeed, that is certainly additional proof of it being decentralized. But what happened? Well, RippleItIn.nz, who is a member of the XRP community who is running a validator, shared some inside information that most of us are not aware of, who wrote the following. "The true story is that 1.9 Ripple had a slight bug and had to be isolated, fixed, and now tested. As a result, 1.9 never made it to the stable repository to be installed, so the majority of validators are still in 1.8.5. The earliest a vote is going to take place is now 1.9.1. So there you go. Why didn't this get adopted? There was a bug. so it's not that this isn't going to happen. In fact, from what I've seen, and there's no way to know for sure, but I'd frankly at this point be surprised if the revised version that is fixed, I'd be surprised if it's not adopted at some point in the future. It largely, to me at least at this point, it seems like a no-brainer. If there's a good reason not to adopt this, then somebody articulate that to me. I'm willing to be persuaded, but I haven't seen it right now. And then they also added the following. The amendment process is such that the amended rippled version or above must be installed on the server in order for it to be able to vote on it. The earliest version of that is 1.9.0. Only a limited number have it installed, me being one. That's how the bug was found. So there you go. That's cool. Look, there were bugs in the XRP Ledger before it launched too, you know. That's the reason that the Genesis block is like 32,000 and something, because the bug was discovered, and then and the ledger actually, by the way, during development had been reset a number of times, but this time they happened to not reset it, not realizing that was going to be the final version, and then it ultimately just kind of got launched. And now you got Bitcoin maxi trolls talking about how the XRP Ledger is actually defective because you can't track the first 32,000 transactions. I'm just like, damn. Look, from the point it was production onward, there hasn't been that problem. It's been perfectly fine. And so whether you reset it or not, the same block would be the Genesis block. It doesn't matter. So whether it's 0 or it's 32,000, that's the point it was fixed, and it was before launch. So whatever, it is what it is. And then there was this from Monica Long, who is the general manager at Ripple X. And she shared the following about the NFT space, which I thought was pretty interesting. So I'm going to share it with you right now, all up in this hot jam. She wrote, NFT growth isn't slowing down anytime soon. And in fact, NFT marketplace volume was up 22% to $5 billion in April alone. But we clearly saw this past weekend that without focused investment in building a more scalable and stable ecosystem, things fall apart very quickly. Every blockchain/validation protocol comes with trade-offs between stability, scalability, speed, and security. Let's just pause to note here. That's in line with what I was saying. That's true of just crypto in general, right? There will never be one coin to rule them all. Ain't gonna happen. Anyway, Monica continues. With scaling specifically, many are researching sidechains, sharding, ZKPs, and more. We need to keep at this across the board. There's no silver bullet. Smart contracts have enabled creativity in Web3 use cases, but have a clear Achilles heel in the Ethereum virtual machine, which has slow processing speeds as it needs to execute smart contracts in sequential order. Layer 2s are aiming to solve this issue, but it's still early days. So just pause and note here. This is the reason that I've been excited about this, because the XRP Ledger, I'm so thankful it's got so many use cases when most cryptos, frankly, have zero use cases here. But if you look at other platforms, especially like Ethereum, it's costly. Look at gas fees. Not exactly ideal for NFTs, and NFTs are here to stay. So if we can get a big piece of the pie, especially given that it's early days, get an early mover advantage, that could be incredible to ensure the long-term viability of XRP. It's just one more thing. And any crypto that's going to have long-term viability, all it needs is just one use case. That's it. Monica continues. New entrants, Solana, have tried to solve this with asynchronous consensus and parallel processing of transactions and smart contracts, but prioritizing speed to market has led to significant downtime and disruption. When you move fast and break things, that's exactly what happens. In the case of NFTs on the XRP Ledger, XLS20, pending amendment voting, by design implements NFT smart contract functionality, like minting, burning, trading, royalties, directly into the core ledger, avoiding network congestion and security risks of smart contracts. Look, so it depends on what functionality you're looking for, but there is seriously, potentially, a very bright future for NFTs on the XRP Ledger. Don't know for sure, but damn, it sure does seem promising, does it not? So hopefully, once the bug's fixed, you go through another round of voting here, gets adopted, and let's just see what happens. Let markets figure it out. I'm optimistic. We'll see, but I'm optimistic. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.